Musandam is at the narrow entry into the Persian Gulf from the Arabian Peninsula, and it juts into the Strait of Hormuz like the tip of a rabbit's ear disjoint from its head. Musandam is an exclave of Oman, separated from the rest of the country by the United Arab Emirates, and has an area of 695 square miles and a population of approximately 28,000. Qasab is the headquarters of the Musandam Peninsula, and the Portuguese built it at the beginning of the 17th century at the height of their naval presence in the region. Tucked beneath the towering Haji mountain on the northernmost tip of Oman, this rugged coastal region is notable for its limestone cliffs that plunge dramatically into Musandam's fjords. From the Qasab jetty, we cruised to the fjords on an Omani Dhow, and as soon as we entered the mouth of the fjord, dolphins started chasing our boat. These fjords are inhabited by people living in the hamlets Nadifi, Qanaha, Sebi and Sham at the end of the water creeks. With only water in front of them and a sheer rock face to the rear, the 100 or so inhabitants have to rely solely on boats for any contact to the civilized world. The children of these villages sail to school in Qasab, boating overnight from Saturday to Wednesday when a boat returns them home for the weekend. Despite attempts to relocate these populations to Qasab, the fishing communities have made clear their desire to stay back and retain their indigenous way of life. Dolphins kept on chasing our boat as well as the adjacent ones, and we felt as if this was a planned event. After a brief sail, we reached Telegraph Island, locally known as Jazirat al-Maqlab. The failure of the 1859 Red Sea and India Telegraph Company cable left a need to speed up communications between Great Britain and India. The Indian, Ottoman and Persian governments agreed to interconnect their telegraph systems, which required a cable to be laid between Dhow, Bushehr and Gwadar. Accordingly, in 1864, the Gutta Percha Company was contracted by the government of India to manufacture the core, with armoring being done by Henley's Telegraph Works, and Sir Charles Bright was engaged as a consulting engineer to lay the 1250 miles of cable from Gwadar, Cape Musandam, Bushehr and Dhow, which at that time were all in Arabia. At Cape Musandam, the cable was landed on a small, rocky island in the Elphinstone Inlet, about a mile offshore. This is now known as Telegraph Island. The British cable construction crew built their station on the island rather than the mainland to make it easier to defend the installation against the hostile local inhabitants. In December 1868, the Persian Gulf cable was diverted from the Elphinstone Island, and the cable station on the island was abandoned. Currently, the waters around Telegraph Island is a very popular location for snorkeling and scuba due to the colorful underwater life forms. My daughter Giovanna went ecstatic wearing this life jacket and doing her first ever dip in the mid-ocean. After the brief underwater stint, we said bye to the Telegraph Island. The life in these isolated fishing hamlets amazes and would be out of imagination for someone who can't get out of home without a mobile phone. The spectacular and grand landscape of Musandam stands apart from the boring and predictable landscape of the Arabian Gulf. The rugged coastline resembles the glacier-carved coast of polar regions, but in this case, the coast was shaped by the movement of Earth's crust. The Arabian plate is slowly pushing under the Eurasian plate, creating the earthquake-prone mountains of Iran. On the leading edge of the Arabian plate, the Musandam Peninsula is sinking. The higher elevation mountains remain above the water, but the sea has rushed in to fill the valleys with fingers of water, creating the Fjords of Musandam. Now it was time for us to depart from this brave but awesome trip. We said bye to the fjord, browsing through the calendars, looking for the next long weekend.